What's going on, y'all? 11:57 on the dot. And I said I would be back here at 12 o'clock. I'm trying to keep my word with y'all. Uh-oh. Oh, my other phone is still working too. Okay. We got phone number 1, phone number 2. We got phone number 3. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we got 3 phones. But I don't want to. I'm still working on my YouTube. I'm still working on that. So right now, today, we're only doing TikTok and Facebook. All right, y'all. So I'm continuing my series. I did not prepare as I typically do, but I do have some good notes. So we are just going to pick today's conspiracy theory / warnings. Let me see. Yesterday, I told y'all about the presidential decoy program. Today, let's see. I'm gonna just pick a conspiracy because I got, I don't know, like maybe 12 of them, but I'm not gonna do 12. I'm only doing one a day. I already told y'all that Operation Clean Sweep that Trump and his cabinet were talking about yesterday happened to coincidentally come after their meeting about Jill Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, the whole files and all of that, that's going to be probably that's going to be on Saturday because I'm still doing a little bit of research. But, this is a good one. And this would take me maybe 15 minutes. This is a good one. You know what? I think I almost need to save that because this one could get me in some trouble. This might get the Secret Service to shut me down. I probably, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it, man. Let's go ahead and do it. If they shut me down, it'll be live. How can I interject into this without giving too much for my next one, but giving y'all a couple of cookies to get on? How can I do this? All right, y'all. I don't want to offend anybody because this one is kind of real. Okay. Okay. I'm trying not to defend. Y'all know I am a follower of Christ. If you want to call it Christian, I don't like to give that term because it just seems so generalized. But anyway, I am a follower of Christ. I am not holier than thou, so I don't like to tell people, hey, your religion's wrong, this and that and everything. So I try not to do that. I'm really trying to work on myself with not being offending people and all of that. So let me try to approach this a different way. Carlton, how come you're not Catholic? Or what is your issue with Catholicism? My issue with Catholicism, that is so hard for me to say. And I hope it's because Christ doesn't want me to say it. But my issue with Catholics is Catholics, in my opinion, seem to hold more divinity and circumstance to Mary, mother of Jesus, than actual Jesus. That's my problem with Catholicism. You guys regard the Pope as, I guess that's y'all, head pastor. I get that. But again, the Pope is just a man. He's just a man. And I know the Catholic Secret Service is probably going to be after me soon too. But anyway, that's the real problem I have with Catholicism. It places more divinity on Mary, the mother of God, than God. So unless I'm wrong, when y'all are praying the rosary or something, if you're praying to Mary, why does that seem more important than actually praying to God? That is my problem I have with Catholicism. Why is praying to Pope and going to Rome and the Holy Land and all of that seems to be more important in a Catholic's life than preparing himself to meet Christ? Again, I could be wrong. I am not a Catholic. But what I'm saying is, it just seems like Catholics put more emphasis on rituals, the Pope, Mary, Mother of God, than actually God. So, Carlton, where are you going with this in terms of your conspiracy for today? My conspiracy for today is, and I'm really trying to interweave this. Our Vice President, JD Vance, and I'm going to put on here, we did this Tuesday. There is something that my spirit tells me is very, how can I choose this word? Very nefarious about our Vice President Vance. Ooh, that's a good segue. Thank you, Lord Jesus. That's a good segue. There's something nefarious about JD Vance. And you remember yesterday, I on Everything I Know and Love, I did not understand this correlation to right now. Yesterday, I was talking about last Wednesday, they had the meeting at JD Vance's house, the vice president. The president, the cabinet, all of it at JD Vance's house. It just hit me today as I just picked this one. There's something very nefarious and something I cannot really put my finger on yet about JD Vance. I don't know what it is. I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to do some research about it. I'm going to research this man. Something is really kind of weird. If you know about presidents and vice presidents, it is almost essential that they are not in the same place at the same time. Anybody that knows anything about politics, movies, whatever, they try to keep them separate as possible. Because if something happens to the president, the vice president becomes the president. Now, I know what I was talking about, presidential decoys and all of that. Decoys serve a purpose. But if something were to happen to our president, could they just interject a decoy? Probably momentarily. But could they interject them and keep them in there forever? I don't know. That's something I got to get into, all of that. But let me get back. I digress. The reason why I say something is really up and nefarious about JD Vance, and I want y'all to follow me. If y'all notice, a lot of times when the president is talking to big political figures, like when Zelensky came to the White House and all of that, JD Vance was there right next to Donald J. Trump. Security-wise, that's a no-no. You should not do that. And I'm from the military, and I can tell you, it is almost rare. It is very, very rare. I don't even think you'll see it, where the president and the vice president are both on Air Force One. And again, there's stuff that's probably going to go over y'all head, but think about it. When have you seen the president and the vice president on Air Force One or Air Force Two, which is the helicopter? When have you seen them both on there at the same time? I'm going to wait. You haven't seen them on there for the on the same plane like that because it breaks protocol. So again, I find it very funny that at that meeting with Zelensky, Trump was there, JD Vance was there, but if you think about it, that whole conversation went left because JD Vance interjected ahead of Donald Trump and told Zelensky, you should be on your knees thanking us for what we're doing for you, for your country. You should be thanking us. Matter of fact, it's an insult for you to sit here and not thank us. He didn't say the president. He said us. There is something underlining with JD Vance, and I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to tell y'all. Wait a minute. You know what? Hold on. Something just came to my mind. Something just came to my mind about this. I knew it. I knew it. Do y'all remember? Watch this. Do y'all remember last year? No, it was this year. JD Vance met Pope Francis on April the 20th. I may be wrong, but I think JD Vance, when did JD Vance meet Pope Francis? Somebody, if y'all can help me with this, I'm almost certain that JD Vance met.
According to PBS, Vance meets Pope Francis on Easter Sunday after tangle over migration and deportations, PBS News.
JD Vance met Pope Francis on the 20th of April. Pope Francis became, hold on, I don't want to get cut off. Pope Francis transitioned out of this life on the very next day. I want y'all to think about that. JD Vance, who claims to be a devout Catholic, flew over and met Pope Francis, and Pope Francis died the next day. And if I'm making this up, check me. If I'm making this up, check me. Someone check me right now. Unless I am wrong, JD Vance went to the Vatican or wherever Pope Francis was because he was having issues, met Pope Francis. Pope Francis died the next day on Easter Sunday. On Easter Sunday. Let me see. I just got number one glitter bat. Oh, no. Somebody help me out with this. Am I wrong about this? Met Pope Francis. Pope Francis died the next day. They had a conclave. For a few weeks. The next pope that was chosen was the first pope of American origin to ever become pope since popes were around. The first, I'm telling y'all, this is how my mind works, man. This is how my mind works. The vice president of the United States flies over to Italy. Is that where the Vatican is, or Rome? Whatever. Meets our current Pope, Pope Francis. The next day, Pope Francis unalives. They have a conclave, choose a pope, and the new pope is of American origin, born in the United States. Y'all don't, okay, am I digging too much here, or do y'all not see a correlation here? Have to yell when you are telling BS? Yes, I have to yell when I am telling BS. And what part of what I am saying is BS, Mr. No One Cares? If you don't care, why are you on here? That's a simple question. I think that's a fair question, y'all. Is that a fair question? Yeah, Mr. No One Cares says, have to yell with your pronunciation is terrible. Have to have bad English? So No One Cares said, have to yell when you are telling BS. Yes, I have to yell. But again, you have the option to just, you can scroll. But anyway, back to y'all. Please check me on this. But again, I think it is very weird. And it's a conspiracy. This is the stuff that conspiracy theories are driven with. Vice President meets Pope Francis. Pope Francis dies the next day. Conclave is performed. The new pope is chosen, and the new pope has origins from the United States, whose brother actually still lives in the United States and is a big Trump fan. Mm, mm, mm. That's deep, man. I go on conspiracy theories, and you know what? That is deep. I didn't even. Ooh, ooh. You know what? I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna cut this broadcast real quick because I gotta do some more research on this. Wow, wow. Something is up with JD Vance. Something is up with JD Vance. Hmm. Wow, I'm excited. I have some research to do. Something, I'm gonna put this all together for you, and I'm gonna try to give myself within this week. What's today? Tuesday or Wednesday? I think today's Wednesday. I don't know which day it is. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? I'm gonna try to get some more information for y'all about this. This is deeper than I thought. Let's run that one more time before I go. Vice President JD Vance goes to meet Pope Francis. Pope Francis dies the next day. Conclave is performed, and the Vatican and the whole Catholic religion selects the next pope to be of American origin, whose brother is that's the wrong term, but who is a devoted Trump fan, and now his brother is the head of the Catholic Church. Man, Carlton, you getting too good at this, man. You getting too good at this, Carlton. You are getting too good at this, man. Yo, that is crazy. Oh, man. Sometime I wow myself, man. I'm looking for that dude that says, Donald, no. Oh, this is what the guy says. Donald Trump lives rent-free in your head. How many hours have you wasted here? Seems like whatever hours I've wasted here, no one cares. You've wasted the same amount of time with me because you're always on here. So does that mean that I'm controlling your head? You're amusing, my friend. You are amusing. And if you get a chance, I got to take a break, so you can stay posted and wait for me to come back on. But when I come back on, man, I'll bring you on, brother. I love a good counter. I like that. We can be yin and yang. You can be Orange Cheeto Trump love, and I can be God love. And I can tell you're going to lose every time with me, brother. You're going to lose every time with me. Because the one that I serve, he's all powerful. But you're amusing to me. I do love that. So I got to go, man. I opened up a rabbit hole that's a little bit deeper than I even thought about. So I'm going to try to come back on later because I don't want to cheat y'all. But this correlation that I just came up with is a little bit deeper than I thought, and I don't like to have my facts wrong, so I'm going to dive into this a little bit more. So I love y'all. Peace. I got some more research and work to do, so I am getting ready to do that. All right, man, I'm out. Really think about what I said. You know who to have a public debate with. Wait a minute, who does that say? You know who to have a public debate with. Pick me. Nah, I'm good. Your debates are a little weird for me. All right, I'm out.